the moment Rhaenyra realized Daemon betrayed her love. Good day, noble lords and ladies of Westeros. Welcome back to Westeros Throne, the only place where dragon fire meets brutal truth and where every betrayal burns hotter than wildfire in Blackwater Bay. If you are obsessed with the Targaryen family drama, the kind that makes your own family arguments look like polite tea parties, then make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because here, every secret, sword, and scandal comes with fire and blood. Now, let's talk about the exact moment Rhaenyra Targaryen realized that her greatest love, Daemon Targaryen, wasn't just her partner, but her ultimate betrayal. Because if there's one thing worse than losing the Iron Throne, it's realizing the person you loved most was quietly melting it down behind your back. Rhaenyra and Daemon were never your average love story. They were two dragons circling the same flame, drawn together by passion, power, and a shared sense of destiny. But let's not kid ourselves. Daemon's love has always been conditional. This is a man who views affection the same way he views alliances, useful for as long as it serves him. When Rhaenyra married Daemon, she thought she was uniting love with loyalty. What she really did was invite chaos into her council chamber. And at first, it looked like everything was perfect. Daemon by her side, whispering strategies in the candlelight, slaying her enemies, and protecting her children. But beneath all the fire and kisses, something darker simmered. The first red flag? Daemon's silence. After Viserys died, when the Hightowers snatched the Iron Throne faster than a crow on carrion, Rhaenyra expected her husband to explode with fury, to roar for war, to burn their enemies, to avenge her stolen crown. Instead, Daemon stood there, calm, collected, and disturbingly quiet. That was not loyalty. That was calculation. And let us be honest, when a man like Daemon Targaryen is quiet, he is not at peace. He is plotting. This was the first crack in Rhaenyra's illusion. The moment she began to see that her husband was not the dragon beside her, but the fire creeping toward her throne. But the betrayal was not just emotional. It was strategic. While Rhaenyra grieved her stillborn daughter on Dragonstone, Daemon was already making military moves without her consent. He crowned her queen with all the drama of a man performing for history books, but make no mistake, it was his vision of her reign, not hers. He built armies. He took Harrenhal. He whispered in shadows with lords who pledged their swords to him as much as to Rhaenyra. And that right there, that was the dagger in the heart of her love. Daemon wasn't her partner. He was her rival wearing the mask of devotion. Let us pause for a second, because this is where many fans still argue. Did Daemon truly betray Rhaenyra, or was he just being Daemon? A man driven by impulse, pride, and power? The answer is yes, to both. He loved her, absolutely. But his love was toxic, a fire that warmed her one moment and burned her the next. Think of it this way. Daemon loved Rhaenyra the way a dragon loves its rider. Fiercely loyal until it decides it wants to fly alone. The real breaking point, the moment she knew, came when Daemon began to question her judgment. When her council debated whether to strike King's Landing, Daemon's temper flared. He called her soft, hesitant, weak. He spoke to her not as a queen, but as a subordinate standing in the way of his glory. That look on Rhaenyra's face, that mixture of heartbreak and disbelief, that was not just anger, that was realization. She saw, in that instant, that the man she trusted to share her throne had begun to dream of sitting on it himself. And what did he do next? He choked her, in front of her council, a moment that stripped away every illusion of romance and revealed the truth. Daemon's love was an extension of his dominance. The moment he felt control slipping away, he lashed out like a cornered beast. The rogue prince, the man who claimed to worship her strength, could not handle a queen who didn't bend to his will. That is not love. That is treason disguised as passion. And here is the tragic beauty of Rhaenyra's story. She saw it. She knew it. But she could not undo it. Because Daemon wasn't just her husband. He was her weapon. She needed him, even when she no longer trusted him. Their alliance became a performance. A careful dance of power where every kiss hid a knife. The irony? Rhaenyra's greatest enemy wasn't just Alicent Hightower or Aegon II. It was Daemon's ambition slowly eroding her confidence from within. Every council meeting where he dismissed her advice. Every campaign he launched without her command. Every whisper he spread about avenging their claim at any cost. Daemon's betrayal wasn't a single act. It was a series of small fractures, so subtle that by the time Rhaenyra realized, the foundation of her love had already crumbled. And yet, despite it all, she still loved him. Because Rhaenyra, like every tragic figure in Westeros, believed she could tame the very thing that would destroy her. Let's not forget, this is Westeros. Love is not about flowers and poems. It is about survival. It is about alliances forged in blood and trust broken in silence. Rhaenyra's love story was not a romance. It was a prophecy. Two dragons bound together until one burns the other. Now, some might argue Daemon did not betray her at all, that he simply believed in the old Targaryen way, where strength rules and sentiment dies. But even if that is true, it does not change the fact that Rhaenyra's realization marked the end of their unity. She stopped seeing him as her heart and began seeing him as her shadow. When Daemon took Harrenhal and vanished from her side, she did not cry. She did not rage. She just stared into the distance, silent, cold, and unflinching. That was not detachment. That was clarity. She understood, finally, that Daemon's loyalty had limits, and she had already crossed them. And when word reached her that Daemon might have gone rogue, dealing with assassins and dark alliances, Rhaenyra's face said everything. Not shock, not confusion, just that quiet, devastating confirmation. I knew it. Here is where the brilliance of her character shines. Rhaenyra did not collapse under betrayal. She weaponized it. She learned from it. She realized that in the Game of Thrones, even love can be armor or poison, depending on how you wield it. From that point forward, she ruled differently. Sharper, colder. Every decision carried a weight that Daemon could no longer influence. She became her own dragon, untethered, merciless, and heartbreakingly alone. Because that is what betrayal does. It kills the dream, but leaves the fighter. And Rhaenyra was born to fight. It is no coincidence that after Daemon's disappearance, her strategies became more ruthless, more precise. She no longer acted out of emotion, but out of survival. She stopped being the girl who believed in destiny and became the woman who made it. And the tragic irony of it all? Daemon, wherever he was, probably admired her for it. And that, dear viewers, is why Rhaenyra Targaryen remains one of the most hauntingly powerful figures in Westerosi history. She did not just survive betrayal, she mastered it. Thank you for watching Westeros Throne, where we dive into fire, not away from it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, remember to subscribe, hit that bell, and keep your sword sharp, because in this realm, the truth cuts deepest of all.